Ozzy Osbourne's final farewell, Birmingham honors its Prince of Darkness. Not every farewell echoes through a city's soul. But on July 30, 2025, Birmingham, England, birthplace of heavy metal, stood still to honor the man who redefined rock music and inspired millions across the globe. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary frontman of Black Sabbath, the Prince of Darkness, and the wild child of Aston, was laid to rest in a deeply emotional and historic funeral procession. But this was no ordinary goodbye. What began as a moment of grief became a vibrant tribute filled with music, flowers, fans, and decades of memories. This is the story of Ozzy's final journey home, where it all began. The procession began in the early afternoon as 6 black funeral cars, led by a classic silver hearse carrying Ozzy's purple-draped coffin, made their way through the streets of Birmingham. The city had prepared not just for a ceremony, but for a once-in-a-generation goodbye. Police escorts cleared the way. Thousands lined the route. And along every corner, signs read, "Thank you, Ozzy." The convoy made a symbolic stop outside Ozzy's childhood home on Lodge Road, Aston, a humble terraced house where John Michael Osbourne grew up. Local fans placed roses, notes, and Black Sabbath records on the gate. For many, it felt like a full circle. The Prince of Darkness had returned to his kingdom. Just as Ozzy would have wanted, this wasn't a somber march, it was a loud, heartfelt celebration. The local Boston brass band brought life to the streets with brassy renditions of classic Sabbath tracks. Fans of all ages, from kids in Sabbath tees to elderly rockers, sang along and clapped through tears. Even in mourning, Birmingham roared like a stadium crowd. The chants of "Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy" were deafening. His music had united strangers, generations, and nationalities. The most emotional moment came at the Black Sabbath Bridge, just outside Symphony Hall, a landmark Ozzy helped unveil in 2019. Here, the funeral cortege paused. The bench, already surrounded by fans since morning, became a mountain of tributes, flowers, lyrics, leather jackets, bat plushes, Aston Villa scarves, and heartfelt notes from around the world. Sharon Osbourne stepped out of the car with her children, Jack, Kelly, Amy, and Louis, and placed a single black and purple bouquet on the bench. Her eyes were red with tears, but she waved to fans, nodding in gratitude. Ozzy's influence stretched far beyond the Midlands. Fans had flown in from America, Brazil, Poland, and across Europe. Some held up signs in Spanish, Polish, and Japanese. Others carried guitars signed decades ago. One Polish fan told Parakeet Media, "We didn't just lose a rock star, we lost a brother, a rebel, truth teller." Others recalled Ozzy's battle with Parkinson's, his 2003 quad bike accident, and his openness about addiction recovery, testaments to his resilience. Just weeks before his passing, Ozzy performed his final show with Black Sabbath at Villa Park. The event, titled "Back to the Beginning," drew over 40,000 fans. It was loud, raw, and perfect. In life, Ozzy embodied contradiction, chaos and kindness, metal and melody. In death, he was honored as both a legend and a hometown hero. The Birmingham Museum has launched a special exhibit, Working Class Hero, The Legacy of Ozzy Osbourne, featuring his stage outfits, handwritten lyrics, and a virtual reality tour of early Sabbath concerts. From Aston's working class alleys to the world's biggest stages, Ozzy Osbourne gave us more than music, he gave us honesty, edge, and heart. His voice may be silent now, but his legacy? Louder than ever. If you've ever played air guitar to "Paranoid," shouted lyrics on a late-night drive, or found courage through chaos, Ozzy was with you. And he still is. Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite Ozzy or Sabbath song? Did his music shape your life? Don't forget to like this video, share it with a fellow fan, and hit subscribe to stay tuned for more stories that honor the legends who shaped our world, right here on Parakeet Media.